What's up, ladies and gents? It is another day, and I am tired as heck. I've been having pain in my leg, but like right along the incision, like where the cut is, so it's completely uncomfortable. And I've been taking the pain medicine again for it, and it just completely drains me of all energy. So I'm just out of it and tired. But let's get today started, and let's get at it. I'm not sure why, but for some reason this camera keeps starting off the filming, and I'll look too to make sure that it's focused, but it keeps starting off the little segments all blurry, and it's irritating the hell out of me. So I thought this camera was ruined just a few minutes ago because Kenji was playing around with it, and ever since he watched a couple vloggers with me at the end of their videos, you know, when they end it, you know, they always put the camera in their mouth. And so now he always tries to do it. So I wasn't paying attention. He grabbed my camera and he was playing around with it, stuck it in his mouth. I don't know what he did, but I looked at it and I was like, what is wrong with it? So I grabbed it and I cleaned out, I don't know what he did, but I had to clean off the lens. And then once I cleaned off the lens, then I looked and checked to see if it was clear, and I couldn't see anything. It was like a cloud across the entire screen, and I was freaking out. So I was like, okay, set it down, you know, calm myself down, check it out, turn it back on, and it was fine. So what I'm thinking he did was, when it was extended, he breathed into it and it probably fogged up the backside of the lens or something. I'm not sure, but hopefully it didn't do any damage in a long run because I can't afford another camera right now. Anyway, so far so good. So thankfully it's okay at this point. But yeah, so it is going to be another slow day. But I did kind of want to share just kind of a topic, and I think it has to kind of really focus on like the power of the mind and how powerful that really can be. So I was thinking, and I don't know why, but I used to smoke cigarettes quite a bit, and I was a pretty heavy smoker for a very long time. And I remember always hanging out with my friends because we all pretty much smoked. I think at least 99% of my friends smoked at the time. And I had tried to quit at least 2 times before I actually quit. And both times it was trying to do a pact with my friends that wanted to quit too. It was like, okay, we're going to quit, let's do it together. Because I thought that if you do it as a group effort, it makes it easier. But it didn't, because we all gave in, you know, by the next day. And then, you know, at that point, I'll be honest with you, the second time that I decided to quit, I noticed that it was a trend around me. A lot of people around me were all trying to quit. And they would always say, yeah, man, I'm done. I'm done. And they had this kind of slight, you know, I don't know, cockiness, but trying to be confident, I guess. And, you know, all of them folded and gave in, like some within hours, some within minutes, and some within like 24 hours. But it never lasted long. And some people did it for even a week, and then they would give in, and then that was it. And so the second time that I decided to quit, and I used to smoke menthols, so the second time I wanted to quit, I gave in, but I no longer smoke menthols anymore, and I just went to like, I think it was just Marlboro Lights at that point. So once I started smoking again, you know, even though I was smoking the light cigarettes, which I guess are supposed to be worse for you than regular cigarettes, it just came to my attention that I felt foolish, I felt idiotic, because I would tell these people, yeah, I'm quitting, and then I wouldn't. And I kept seeing all these people around me, and they always said, yeah, I quit, man, I quit. And then they folded. And I don't know what it was about it, but something clicked in my head, and I said, you know what? If I ever decide to quit, I am not going to say anything unless I'm 100% sure. Because I don't want to say something and then not follow through on it. And I don't want to say it unless I really absolutely mean it. Because I wanted to quit, but I think deep down I didn't want to quit yet. So it got worse. I smoked more and more. I was probably close to two packs a day before I quit. And then one day I think it was probably about a week time span when it was really setting in, like, yeah, I need to quit. I have to quit. I can't afford it, and it's no good, and I just have to do it. And it was kind of lingering there. And so finally I was like, you know what? I quit. And I was like, okay, I told all of you that when I decided to quit, it was going to be for real, and I wouldn't say it unless I was going to stick to it. And so I told everybody, and I said, hey, I'm quitting for real. Now, granted, I did seclude myself from my friends because they were all smokers for about a week. Maybe it was a week and a half. And just stayed away from them because I knew it was going to be too tempting, and I needed to fight this internal battle because that was the hardest part. And so I dealt with that struggle, and I made it a week and a half. I can't remember exactly how, because it's been a long time now. It's been, well over 10 years. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. Now the test is can I be around it and, keep myself from doing it? And to be honest with you, the first week was actually not that bad. Okay? The second week, though, was worse, and it may be because I kind of went back around my friends. But I knew that I had to challenge myself to prove to myself that I could do it. So I went back around my friends, and I did not smoke any cigarettes. And I just persevered and pushed forward. I was like, no. I'm determined. This is going to happen. I'm going to fight it because I don't want to be a slave to a stick or a pack of sticks of cancer. And I fought it. And lo and behold, I'm no longer a cigarette smoker. And I had to do it cold turkey. I tried Nicorette. I tried patches. It just didn't cut it. What I did, honestly, I started buying a lot of really strong minty gum. So I invested in cases of extra polar ice because it's really minty and it lasts a long time. And that took care of the oral fixation part of it. And the rest was history. But I think that was a very meaningful experience to that. If you dedicate yourself, you put your mind to it, and the will and the want is there, then you can accomplish it. And I think part of the reason why I was thinking about this story was because much like some of the other stories in my past of growing up, which someday maybe I'll get into, and I know I've dove into a little bit if you watch my old vlogs, but there are certain trials and tribulations I went through that I had to personally take it upon myself to fight through the pain and the struggles in order to get farther into my life. And that's pretty much the story of life, right? So it's very pertinent for the simple fact of wanting to accomplish things that are hard. You have to know that it's hard, expect that it's going to be hard, and push yourself through it. So the reason why I was thinking that is because I joke a lot. I'm a big guy. I'm a big dude. But for my family, for my son, it's at this point important for me to lose weight. Granted, I can't do any exercise right now with my leg, but as soon as it's up and going, I'm really deciding and trying to put it in my head, because I've tried to diet and I've tried to exercise and I lose that interest. But everyone that I talk to tells me just do it steady, get that routine until it becomes habit. And then once it becomes habit, then it becomes easier. And you feel better doing it. And I know when I work out afterwards, I feel better. It's just getting to the workout that always, So I'm making a statement that in my mind and in my head, I'm going to prepare myself that when I'm all ready and I can start working out and start exercising again and my leg is healed, that I want to prepare myself to be able to say out loud and say to this community that I plan on losing weight. And I'm going to come up with some goals and come up with some things, and I figure that I will use the same concept that I did with cigarettes, is get myself prepared mentally, get myself emotionally ready for, the trials and tribulations that are going to be ahead for this. And I'm bringing this up to kind of tease it or kind of bring the idea to myself, not only to the viewers, but to myself. But there's going to be a day when I finally say, I'm going for it. And on that day, I'm going to stick to that. And I hope as viewers grow, you guys will help me stick to that with encouragement. Because I'm just telling you now, I'm bringing this up because at a later point in time, if I say, hey, it starts now, I'm going to be 100% dedicated to it. And that's what I was thinking about, because quitting cigarettes is one of the hardest things to do because of that addiction factor. And there are people that struggle their whole lives. And I know there's some of you that don't smoke that are like, well, just stop. It's not that easy, trust me. And there are people that struggle their entire lives to try to quit and that just can't do it because they can't break themselves of it. And it's really a difficult thing. So when I accomplished that, I really felt pride because I accomplished something that people have struggled their whole lives to try to quit and could not accomplish. So I'm going to take it upon myself to figure out what I want to do and let you guys know that when the time comes, when I say it's go time, I mean it, and I'm 100% dedicated to it, and really be able to see the process as it happens. And I think in those scenarios, I'm going to, vlog a lot. So, yeah. I mean, now that that's off my chest, I just wanted to talk about that. Sorry for making this a kind of slower paced vlog compared to usual, because this time it's pretty much all talking. But that was an inspirational story for me, for myself. And I just thought about it and said, you know what, if I dedicate myself like that, I can do it. All right, so I am deciding to make a decision here. So today's vlog went up, and technically it is the last day of August, which means that VEDA is now over. But I don't want to break the flow, so I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep going. I'm doing it every day now anyways, I might as well. But when I go to Disney, I may have to stop for that weekend because I don't know if I really want to bring my computer. I can do it on my phone or my iPod. I guess I can empty out my iPod and just do videos, make some quick iMovie things, put them together there. But we will skip we'll probably have to skip like the annotations and or maybe not, but we might have to skip the annotations and the the end slates, maybe even the intro. I might be able to load them on there, so maybe I can. But we'll get that all figured out. But I think right now I'm gonna just keep going because I'm flowing, so I might as well, right? Right? With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. So if you did like the video, please click the like button, comment, let's engage in conversation, share if you'd like. If you're new to the channel, what's up? Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Like, 'cause we had a lot of fun that first time.